Hari Om. Yes, I'm finally back with the next Bhagavad Gita video lesson. I won't take up our time together to give a lot of excuses while I've been away. Suffice it to say, it's good to be back. Let's start, as we usually do, by making sure we're seated comfortably, checking for any tension you can relax. Take a slow, deep breath. Since it's been a while since we've been together, let's review where we left off, verse 9 of the second chapter. Sanjaya says, having thus poured out his heart to Krishna, the Lord of the senses, Arjuna, the conqueror of sleep and the terror of his enemies, says, Govinda, I will not fight, and became silent. So Arjuna, as you know, is our aspiring soul seeking to wake up. And he's gone through some very dramatic changes in a very short time. In the middle of the battlefield of his mind, he clearly sees the inner working of his psyche, all his samskaras, the good and the bad. They're all revealed to him, and his anxiety builds about going to war with his ego structure until it reaches a crescendo where he has a panic attack. And then he uses his intelligence, his buddhi, to rationalize his reactive conditioning and how he sees the world. But then, by the grace of God, he hits rock bottom and something awakens in him. He settles into his heart. He puts his faith in Sri Krishna, his higher self. He realizes his limitations. He places the burden of his self-transformation on the Atman. And he takes refuge in the Atman from his own mind. But Arjuna is not able to sustain this surrender. In this verse we just read, you can see he takes back the reins of his life. He knows what he has to do, which is not fight. So you may recognize this cycle in your own life. I certainly do. Some adversity will bring me to my knees. We may not feel we have the strength to face it. We get overwhelmed with anxiety. And first, we support the voice in our head, which has its own conditioned responses. If we're awake enough, our misery will drive us to recognize the limitations of our control and will surrender to a higher power. But that surrender probably is not steady or established. And when it weakens, we start to function again from the limited sphere of our conditioning, with its fear, irritability, and lack of faith in the beneficence in the intelligence that's guiding the universe. Our homework assignment for this period of time could be, particularly during this COVID-19 pandemic, have you found yourself cycling between anxiety, rationalizing, surrender, and taking back the reins, and again operating from our small, narrow vantage point? Thank you for joining. I promise I'll see you soon. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.